If you're feeling down and stuck and you are dreading those long winter days, stay tuned. I've got 4 practical tips from you from right here in Scandinavia. Diane and Denmark here, rah, rah, rah. And here we go once again. I make this video every year, every single year this comes up, and that is planning our way out of the winter darkness. Now, I'm here in Scandinavia, and for me it's autumn and winter. That's when I really feel the SAD, the seasonal affective disorder, starting to come in. But you may experience it different times of the year. I know many of you feel that dread when we switch from winter to spring. Sit down, get yourself a nice cup of tea, maybe a cup of coffee, chilled water, pen and paper, because I've got four practical tips for you. So let's dive in. Pen and paper ready? Okay, first thing that we're going to do is we're going to create a winter bingo list, kind of Hygge bucket list, everything that you can think of. Be as creative and as crazy you like. Note down some ideas of things that you would like to do in the coming weeks, the coming months. Maybe you want to knit a pair of winter mittens. Maybe you want to try curling. I'll give you a few ideas from my winter list. Drinking glögg, mulled wine. That's a big winter thing for me. Going to Nyhavn Harbour here in wonderful Copenhagen, seeing all the winter lights, that's always a real mood booster. Going to the library and researching some cosy winter reading. I love to have themed reading. So take a few minutes, get those written down. That's my first tip. And my second tip is to stay active. Get outside every day, every single day. And even just 5 minutes, just, getting all bundled up, going outside for 5 minutes, it's going to totally change your perspective. Now, I realize that for many of you, depending on where you are in the world, you just actually cannot get outside. Then we need to think, okay, what can we do? Then we need to be active inside. And anytime you're on the telephone at work, get up and walk around. Some gentle stretching to start your day, or a few yoga exercises at the end of your day. We've got to keep the momentum going. We've really got to move our bodies. And I really need to be outside, physically outside every day. Now, as you know, I'm a winter bather, I am an ice swimmer. I've got my cold plunge pool in the garden shed, in my she shed, in my she shack. And I've got a little challenge coming up in December where I'm challenging myself to swim or be in my pool every single day of December. You don't need to be as crazy as that, but just think about, can you get outside and do a 5-minute walk before you make dinner? Try ice skating. Go for a walk with a colleague before you eat lunch. Get in touch with a friend and say, okay, we're going to meet once a week at the gym and get in some cardio exercises. And that leads me very nicely into my third tip, which is the biggest lifeline for me, which is having social connections. And again, it doesn't need to be in person, it can also be online, but I'll give you a few ideas. Connecting with somebody else, having something to talk about, that really is a mood lifter for me, and it's something that is essential for me. I have to do it daily and weekly. Look at the list that you've made of things that you want to do. Can you reach out to a friend and say, let's go and do this next week? Invite a friend over for some seasonal food. Bake an apple cake, make some pumpkin pie. And I have a rule for myself that I have to be out in town or out somewhere in the evening once a week. And I'll give you an idea of what that looks like for me. It could be meeting up with my Blue Tits Chill Swimmers group. Often we will do a moonlight dip in the sea. Yeah, it sounds a bit scary, but it's all good fun. Meeting up with a friend to go to the cinema or go for a walk or go for an early dinner. Last week I went to see one of my favourite bands, a Norwegian band called Røyksopp, met up with my friend Catherine. And I really have to plan at least one evening a week, because otherwise I'm just going to default to that vegetating in front of the television. And that is a real killer for me. I really need to have that social connection and to be outside. And just to give you an idea of how dark it is now, in the summer, do you remember when I was making videos in the summer, and we were light here in Copenhagen until 11:30 p.m, midnight, and it was light again by 3 a.m. in the morning. At the moment, it's dark by 6 p.m. in the evening. So you see, even in the space of a few weeks, we have lost basically 6 hours of daylight. Anyway, we're planning our way out of it. And again, if you can't get outside, what can you do inside? We have to look online for our connections. Maybe you can join an online book group, meet up on FaceTime with family once a week, call a friend, and you could be doing knit and natter, stitch and bitch, you know, just that social connection, so important. And my last tip, number 4, we're all about adding coziness, adding hygge into our daily routines, because it's the daily routines, the kind of things that we have to do every day, whether that's cooking, making the bed, doing the laundry. We've got to add in some hygge things there to keep it nice and cozy for us. As you know, I like to shower by candlelight. I've got LED candles, I've got them in the bathroom, and I shower by candlelight. It just gives me that little bit of coziness to my day. What can you add to your day? Do you have a little hygge nook where you can relax? I showed you in a recent video, it was a 5-minute video, and I showed you how to create that kind of Scandinavian feel, a little hygge nook for yourself, putting together a little self-care pamper basket. I'll put the link up there and down below, so go and do that, but don't rush off right now. And one other surefire way to keep yourself motivated and have something to look forward to in the weeks coming up. Remember, I'm doing early hygge planning at the moment, the Flylady missions. I'm putting them out every day in a newsletter. If you're not signed up for that yet, you can do that now. Also, just a little quick mention about this week's housekeeping. We are in Flylady Zone 4. Keep your housekeeping hygge with some seasonal scents. I've got my winter spray out at the moment. I've also always put my headphones when I'm doing my cleaning. Anyway, Flylady Zone 4 this week. And coming up later in November, I'm going to be doing my Scandinavian Christmas series. Are you looking forward to that? Now it's your turn. Are there any of these ideas that resonated? What are you going to do? What practical thing are you going to do so you can plan your way out of the darkness, so that you're looking forward instead? And maybe you have a completely different tip. Make sure and share that down below with us. And remember, if you are having a severe case of the blues, please see your doctor, okay? I'm just giving you the little tips that help me for the winter blahs, but see your doctor if it's something more serious. Anyway, stay positive, stay active, and all I've got left to say is, with my little pom-poms, is live long and prosper. May the Danish cozy hygge be with you, and I'll see you very soon with a rap, rap, rap.